So welcome to this Cycling Life. Today we have a special episode. I'm going to be racing the DeeJay100 event organised by Pedal Italy. I've raced already 2 other events in the Pedal Italy series this year, having podiums in both. So hoping for a good result today. As you can see, I'm puffing a little bit, just been doing a warm-up. Allan, maybe you can talk people through the circuit a little bit and tactics that we've talked about for the race today.
Sure thing, Jay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of This Cycling Life. A bit of a different dynamic today with the man himself on the home trainer. So we're about to tackle the Pedal Italy Imola World Circuit event, which is a series that's been running virtually in the virtual world platforms of late. And yeah, so we're doing basically a lap of the world circuit, the Jamie is. So it's 28.8 kilometers. Basically, 2 main climbs on the circuit. So we've got a 13% climb, a bit over 2k long after about 6k into the circuit, and then another one after 14 kilometers with 14% ramps. So I believe that'll be the telling point of today's virtual race as well as it was in the World Championships, when we've seen Alaphilippe take the honours and the big attacks from Roglic and guys like these. So it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds, actually. We're all a bit unknown to see how it is in the virtual world with the recovery side of things. We all know it gets hard on the uphills, but whether you get the recovery on the downhills will be a little bit undecided. So we'll see how it goes, and I'm sure you'll let us know, Jay, how it feels. I'm not sure if we got Jay there at the moment, but he may be on a call. There, but I think we've got about 5 minutes before it starts. So if you guys want to check it out in the future, it's Pedal Italy. It's combined with Ruvi and Endu. So yeah, basically you can sign up from anywhere in the world and take part. We can see on the screens in front of us what Jamie's seeing, and also the guys go live on their Facebook feeds as well. So they have live commentary from Italians, the speakers at the Gara d'Italia. Yeah, it's a pretty cool setup, and I think it could be a game changer, I think, for the near future and long-term future, especially with cycling, what we're seeing these days, especially after the pandemic. The dynamic of cycling and how you actually can have the sport continue virtually. So I think that's very healthy for the sport moving forward with potential investors, current investors. I just think it opens up a whole new niche for the sport, and I think it's healthy for sure. We can see Jamie's just got took his jersey off, so he must have been too far away from the start. Have you got us there, Jay?
Sorry, Allan, I was just on the phone to the guys having an interview at the start there. Fan is on, might be a little bit of background noise, I guess.
You're there now, mate.
Good, okay. Let me know if I should mute because of the fan noise. Is that okay?
That's all good. We got you. Yep.
Good stuff. All right, we've got the race starting in 3 minutes. As you can see, I've got the screen up now. There'll be a lot of people. You see on the left side, all the people coming onto the start line now. Huge race today, hundreds of people coming from all over the world. So what was your while I was talking to the organisers, Albie, what was your summary of the circuit and our tactics?
Yeah, I was just explaining to the viewers, Jay, that the circuit has 2 potential game changer climbs, the one after 6 kilometres and 14 kilometres. Where in the real world, in the World Championships, we've seen Roglic attack and Alaphilippe, of course, who took the honours on the day. So it will be interesting to see. We know that'll be a reference point today in the virtual world, but explaining about the descents to see if there is recovery. I mean, you're the one who will have to let us all know about the descents in the virtual world if you do actually get a bit of recovery.
Yeah, it's a tough one because, you know, you really have to stay on the pedals. A lot of guys actually accelerate on the downhill, so you can't assume things are really going to back off. And especially when you're racing with the Italian guys, there's going to be a lot of Italians on the race today. And yeah, as you know, Allan, the Italians like to attack on a downhill.
Oh, they do, mate. They do. They love it, loving a slippery Italian road descent attack for sure. But yeah, I think it's interesting. It's definitely a learning curve, and what we're doing today, hopefully, it explains a bit more about this virtual platform in cycling. You know.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, I mean, the upside, of course, when it comes to the senses, my wife is very happy when I'm racing on circuits like this from my living room, a little bit less risk of breaking bones and coming home with a smashed up body on the descents than in the real world, that's for sure. We've had our fair share of crashes and mishaps, Allan.
Yeah, that's right, mate. That's exactly right. I was just explaining to the guys before as well. I think this year has been a really good a reference point for cycling in general, especially with the pandemic and what cycling has done with the virtual cycling dynamics and platforms that have been available. Like I say, you don't have to leave your home to compete in a race now. So,
all right, Allan, we've got 30 seconds to go. So, as you know, my tactic is always to really wind it up.
Get into it, eh?
20-second point to go, as we say, like a greyhound out of the box. So, get me gear up there. Legs are feeling all right. Let's see how we go. So 20 seconds to go. 25, 24 seconds to go. Right out, here we go. 15 seconds, 14, 13. A lot of confusion, so many people here.
Yeah, as you can see, guys, you can see Jamie's gone really hard out of the gates. That's the tactic of ours to get a really good start in this virtual world. It's very important, and you know, he's gone to max straight away, which is part of the race plan. So just let it unfold a little bit. Here it goes. It's sort of clearing out a bit now.
Right, so now I'm in the top 20, which was race goal for the first kilometers. Gaps can open up, but I'm going to sit here, keeping in that top 20 or so. So normalized power, around 350 for the first minute. Back with this group now, front group. Almost inside top 10 now. Things have calmed down a little bit now.
Okay, guys, as you can see, the avatars on the main part of the screen, but down the bottom, you can see where they are on the circuit. You can see Jamie's there within that front group, and you can see where they are in terms of the profile on what's coming up as well. And on the left, you have the standings of the race. You can see it's a virtual world of avatars, but the images are real world, which is really cool what Pedal Italy are doing and Ruvi. And I think it makes it quite realistic, and yeah, I think it's a great part of what they're doing. You know, it's bringing the real life into home. You can see Jay now is just following that front group of riders. Doing a really good job, mate.
Surfing the wheels, Albie.
Yeah, mate.
But these guys are going to the line, so I'm just going to back off a little bit here, drop back in the group. There is a drafting effect, so I don't want to be pushing the wind. You'll see at the top there's a little bar, and you see there the green bar. That tells me how far I am from the wheels in front. Now that we're actually away with a group of about 10 guys now. You see the gap, 50-meter gap already to the guys behind. So for me, it's exactly where I want to be. It's hard, but now I'm taking advantage of being in this front breakaway group. See my wattage here backing off? About 3.9 watts per kilo. It's more comfortable just sitting in this group. And as I said, you can see here, we've got a group of about 10 guys with a gap of 50 meters already.
Very important tips, guys, as well. If you want to give this a crack later on, have a good ventilation in your room. You can see Jay's got a fan there beside him, and plenty of liquid, plenty of fluid beside you as well. Access to fluid is going to be very important, because it's amazing how much fluid you do lose on the indoor trainers, and the ventilation will help as well.
As my mate Allan Davis always says, when you find yourself in the breakaway, only work as hard. Allan, maybe you should finish that line, mate.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Once you get in a breakaway, only work as hard as the least working rider in the break. So it's a very, very good tip to have when you find yourself in a breakaway. Don't be the one driving it. Be the one.
You can see here now, after that massive effort in the first 3 minutes, look at my wattage now, you know. I'm in the breakaway here. We've got a nice gap and just cruising now at 270 watts. So the guys back in the main peloton, for them to shut down that break, that gap, they need to do a big effort.
Another thing to take note on, guys. So it is an all-in event. So all age groups will be, you know, all in this race. And yeah, after it gets categorized, right, the results. Is that how it works, Jay?
Exactly. So the only tricky bit is I don't know which category these 4 guys are in. I'm also trying to keep my cadence up here. A lot of climbing to come.
Yeah, I was just going to talk a little bit about Imola in that area. It's down there actually where the great Ferrari, Lamborghini, all those brands are in the vicinity of that part of Italy. I actually lived there for a couple of years back in the day, but yeah, very, very nice part of the world, as you can see, Jay. I'm just watching live as well on the Pedal Italy Facebook, Jay. So you're in about 5th or 6th position, is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
Happy to be here because we've got the tough climb coming.
Yep.
And our race strategy is to hit it hard, stay with these guys up that first climb, and then really hit it hard on the last climb, second climb. That one comes around the 15K point.
Yep.
So at the moment, feeling real good, Albie. The training's working, mate. Sitting good here.
No, it's going to plan at the moment, mate. Just stay where you are. Stay where you are. As you said, you got that climb coming up, so we'll reassess at the top of that to see where we're at. Keep drinking, mate, as well.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for a reminder.
As you can see, guys, we're on the climb now. But let's just see how this unfolds. Stay there, Jake. Good work, mate.
Right, so the strategy for this climb is to hold just on VO2 max or threshold. For me, that's around normalized power, 315 watts. So I've just hit my lap button now, just to make sure that I'm pacing myself. As you can see, my heart rate now 168, right on my threshold, just under threshold. What do you reckon? I'll be all to play, mate. Picking these guys up.
Yeah, I reckon to stay where you are, mate. Just you're pretty comfortable there. So we'll save our bickies for later on that last climb. So just stay there, mate, where you are, and I reckon we'll reassess at the top, and then we'll use a few of those bickies up a bit later on, so we're a bit closer to the finish as well. I reckon. Good plan, mate. So for the viewers that don't know, Jamie's on a smart trainer. So the smart trainers work on, they're connected. So they get harder as you go along, and they're connected to the profile of the race. So all you have to do is pedal, basically. Is that right, Jay?
Exactly. What it will do, however, is as the gradients, of course, increase, the intensity, the pressure also increases. So the smart trainer is really simulating the gradients of the climb, the downhills, and so on.
And how that works is every individual has to put in their data, in terms of their body weight, etc., and it'll do a calculation on that. So I'm just watching on the Pedal Italy live, Jay, and there's a couple of old ex-world champions in the race, mate, that you've putting to the sword. Allesandro Ballan, he's in the field today.
Nice.
So you're putting a few to the sword, mate. You're sitting 6th position, which is great. Ballan is actually in that group where you are in the front. So let's just stay there, mate, and then we'll reassess a bit later on and see how this descent goes. And if you do feel like you can get a bit of recovery, to make the most of it, bud.
Yeah, it's also important when you approach the top of the climb, if, as I have here, a gap of 25, 30 meters to some guys, to try to close that before the top of the climb. Because once you're on the descent, that gap opens up a lot. So I'm just gonna stay where I am, but I'm gonna be closing to those two guys who are about 50 meters ahead, just before the top. With a bit of an explosive effort, then I can recover on the downhill. I hope.
What do you want me to get? Some old Australian rock bloody music?
You should, mate.
Bit of Midnight Oil. Go, mate. Go, you good thing.
You can just sing, Alan.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, sure.
Well, maybe that's not such a good idea.
No, I've got the best voice, mate. There's a reason I ride bikes for a living.
Don't make me laugh, mate. I'm trying to concentrate here.
Keep going, mate. Keep going.
But humor is the best antidote for pain, of course. Right, see real good now. We just picked those two guys up before the top.
Really good, Jay. You can see you're holding in that front group nicely on the descent. There's a high speed now. So
Yeah, you can see that massive gap opening up to the guys behind now.
yeah,
A couple of 100 meters, eh?
That was really good move what you did by closing that gap before the top, and then the guys that didn't do it, they're the ones getting opened up now on the descent.
You can see my cadence goes up now on the descent because the pressure on the smart train has gone right off. But I am getting the draft effect here of these guys. So just sitting in the group now, saving energy.
Yeah, that's perfect, Jay. So viewers, this is the time, perfect time. Get a good mouthful of water. You can have a little bit of a gel or something if you need it. This is the time to do it when the pressure's off and you don't lose any positions in the race. Really good tip. Good job, mate.
Nice to be riding with Ballan there, Allan.
Yeah, former world champion there, Jay. He's in that group, right where just in front of you there. You're actually fourth on the road now. He's fifth, so right there with you, mate. But former world champion in 2008.
Did you give him a tip off, Allan, or what?
No, mate, I didn't get it. We're coming in under the radar, mate. They'll know who you are. Don't worry about that. So there's a few ex-riders. In the last one, they had Angela Ballan. So it's a new concept, but I'm sure there'll be plenty more onto it as this grows. Hell, mate, I might even bloody give it a go one day. Who knows?
You bet, mate. I can be your lead-up man again. Or maybe the other way around.
I'll lead you out on the descents and then just unleash you on the climbs, mate, or in the sprints. That's good. Also, Rachele Barbieri, former world champion on the track as well, and Wiggle High Five rider, where I used to be a sports director, is there in the race. That's good. Really, really good concept where everyone's involved, and then it's categorized after the race. So for men's and women's.
Just want to drop to the back of this group now because you do have an added drafting effect. You know, the more riders you're behind.
Yeah. So just a quick question about these avatars, Jay. Does the individual choose the colours and the...
You bet, mate. That's why I got my Australian green and white on.
Yeah, right. So you get to choose what jersey you ride and bike and socks, colours.
Although at this point, mate, I'm worried because it looks like these guys are all on the same team.
Yeah.
No, that's because there's the DeeJay100 jersey, I believe.
Okay.
I think I've got that one.
Yep, the main sponsor for today's event. That's the local radio in Italy, the DJ.
Yeah. And again, I think the guys from Pedal Italy have done an amazing job with Ruby. I mean, look at the beauty of this course compared to some cartoon world. Just amazing.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Totally agree. You have the avatars, the virtual avatars in the real world. It's a cool concept. Very good.
Just drop to the back of this group now. Oh.
Yeah, you've got a couple more minutes, mate, before we get onto this next climb, the main climb of the day. So save as much as you can, bud.
Looks like we just dropped. Did we just lose somebody?
Yeah, I was just looking at that myself.
Might have had a mechanical or a flat tire, mate.
Yeah, the kids are on the internet playing FIFA. Yeah, so there's top 5, and then behind that there's a gap of 77 meters to 6th. So it seems to be a formation of 5 here at the front where you're in, Joe.
Well, the business end of the bike race is starting in about 2 Ks, mate. So let's see what the guys behind do then.
The whips are cracking.
Good to get out of the seat, just stretch the legs a little bit.
So see there, guys, Jamie and the front group are coming onto the hardest part of the course. About 14% this climb is, this part. So doing a good job here, Jay. Just stick with them. Remembering we've still got, about over 10 kilometres to go. So
we've actually got a little bit of a gap here without really trying. Obviously, some of the guys lost concentration a bit back there. So I'm just gonna sit and take a little bit of advantage of that. Not do anything too heroic, but just roll it over. The guy behind should come back. Here he goes. And this is what can often happen on these rolly courses. You lose concentration for a second, and then that gap of 40, 50 meters opens up, and then it is an effort to close it down.
you can really see on the screen now the gradient and the hardness of this climb where they are at the moment, the boys at the front. Jamie will be feeling that through the smart trainer for sure. So doing a really good job here, mate. Let's see how this unfolds. They've got Allesandro Ballan, mate, and he is in the herd box. I can tell you right now, he's on the live stream on the website. So yeah, they're in the herd box. The other guys in that front group, mate. So here we go.
How far we got to go to the top, Allan? Can you see that?
Yeah, not far at all, Jay. You get into the summit now in terms of exact. Yeah, it's
opposite 17.3, so 1K to go, I guess.
Yeah, you're within the last K now, yeah.
I'm into a bit of a dip because I feel good, mate. What do you reckon?
Yeah, mate. Let's see what happens. Go over the top of the climb and then see what happens in the descent.
I think we need to put some time into Ballan, mate.
Yeah. I reckon that's the top, just as you can see on the screen now, Jay, over the summit now, mate. Good job, mate. Good job. Keep it going. Do the rest on the flip side of it. Top there now. That's it. That's it, mate. Good job. As we can see, we're going on the descent now, guys. Jamie's done a really good job over the top of that climb, and the others seems to be the first and second. Jamie's second on the road now with the first just in front on the screen, and there's one guy just behind him. So it's sort of split up a little bit, that top five, and Jamie is right in the mix of this. I'm just going to let him get a breather now on the descent. The smart trainer hopefully has backed off a little bit for him now, and we can enjoy the descent and the draft behind this first rider on the road. There is some kickers along this descent, so it will go down and then a little bit of kicker up every now and again. So
So what I did there, folks, was progressive to max over the top of the climb, because now I can take a little bit of a breather. But as you can see, gaps really opened up to those guys who are chasing me now. But man, whew, that was hard. I want to bring my heart rate down now. See, my heart rate now is dropping back to threshold, under threshold. So now this guy's with me. He's also having a breather. We just stay on the pedals now. Got Ballan at 300 meters.
I was going to say, Jay, make the most of it, mate. Get a bit of food, get a bit of a drink in on these little descents, and it'll be energy for you for that final run into the home for sure. Great job, mate. Doing a really good job here. It's all unfolding to plan. It's a bit blurry, mate. How far exactly is it to the finish from where you are now?
8Ks, 9Ks.
Yep. Okay. So 8Ks to the finish, 9Ks to the finish.
Pretty much downhill.
Like I said before, it's pretty much downhill and a few kickers along the way, but Jamie's in a really good spot here. Really good spot, and it's mainly because of that effort that Jay spoke about before, over the top of the climb, progressive effort over the top of the climb, and it really opens up to guys who don't do that on the other side, on the descent.
Allan, maybe you could talk to guys about how we train for that, mate.
Yeah, we do a lot of training. I mean, Jamie himself is a very punchy rider. He's this style of course really suits Jamie as well. He has a really good recovery as well. Not to mention, Jamie's 49, turning 50 next year. So his ability to go deep and then recover and then go deep, recover and do that a lot of times is something we train for. We have micro intervals that we do. I won't get into too much detail on what sort of intervals we do, but it's a series of phases that we go through. We do a base phase, and we transition phase into some intervals, and then specific intervals, 6 to 8 weeks out from a competition, and that's where you really determines your form for race day. But yeah, we do train to the strengths of the individual, and obviously, like I said before, Jamie's a very punchy rider naturally, so we do train to those strengths, and we're seeing the benefits today. And the other good thing is with this event, like on the real world, tactics, you have to use tactics, to be at the pointy end. And Jamie's has very good tactical now, so we speak about it often coming into target events, and it's the same for these virtual events, like Pedal Italy are putting on. That's the beauty of it. It is a race, and tactics do come into play as well, which is great.
You see what I'm doing here is I'm digging on the uphills and just recovering down. Keep my eye on the gap, the Ballan and the guys behind. That did start to close. They got to within about 250 meters. Now it's opening up again.
Do a really good job, Jay. It's really good, mate. This way it's unfolding in front of our eyes, and basically there's a breakaway of 3 riders here, which Jamie is in, and then the gaps behind are, opening up. So this looks to be the race moving forward coming to the last 5 kilometers.
So my objective now is really just to save energy, eat, drink, and be ready for that final 2 little kicks. They're 2 little kicks, one at 25.5 kilometers and one at 26.5. So I'm gonna have to really shadow this guy. I expect he'll try to attack on those. And
you will notice, guys, Jamie's using really good cadence when he can get away with it. This is a really good tip for saving glycogen in your muscles. The stores of glycogen is basically what you need to push a bike forward, propel a bike forward. So cadence is a really good way to save those stores when you can get away with it, and then you can put it in the big gears when you need to. So Jamie's doing a really good job of this. You can see his cadence is really high, and then when it's time to put on the pedals, he'll have the big gear energy there stored away, ready to go. That's a really good tip when you get into a breakaway situation. And then, obviously when you come to an end, there's always a sprint where you need to use a lot of energy. So really good tip. And Jamie, we also train to that specifically. Cadence is a really good big part of endurance cycling. So another feather in your cap there, Jamie, is the way you're handling this race, mate, with your cadence as well. So well done. Let's just see how this last 5 kilometers unfold, mate. We can use those bickies later on.
Time to enjoy some of the scenery, Alan. Just beautiful. See the vineyards, the blue skies.
Sure.
A bit sunnier than here in Belgium, mate.
You're getting a tan, mate.
Mate, the only tan I get comes out of a bottle, mate.
No, it's interesting on the live Pedal Italy feed on the Facebook. You can see tourism within the areas. They've been doing some publicity around it, and it's a really good way to promote the area. And as you say, you can see it on the virtual screen, the serenity. So yeah. That's my son cheering you on, mate.
Great. You what do you reckon, guys? I think Ballan and the guys are saving it for the sprint, mate. Doesn't look like they're committed to a chase, Albie. What do you reckon?
No, I don't. I've been seeing his face, mate. He's a tutta. Well, we used to say in Italian. He's a block. But yeah, I think the race is. You're in. There's 3 riders at the front, mate. Where you're in, that's the race for the win, I believe. We have another kicker here. You see Jamie's on the pedals because there is a bit of a kicker here. Very important to stay in contact. I'm not sure. It's a bit blurry on the screen, Jay, but it's 2 in front now, right? You and another guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 2 in front, and the next rider's 500 meters behind, or 300 meters. So they are closing in a bit now. They were 500. As you can see, they've come onto the race circuit now. The finish line is on the Imola race circuit, the Formula 1's race. So we're on the circuit now, so not far to go. Keep it going, mate. Keep it going. Great job. Keep it going, mate. Keep it going. That's good. That's good. Not far to go now. Couple of minutes of effort, mate. Good job. You actually hit the front. Keep it going, Jay. Keep it going, mate. So it's basically a race in two here. So we've got Jamie Anderson and Bortolaso, the local Italian rider. So it's two in front. And the third rider is Allesandro Ballan at 448 meters behind. So keep it going, mate. You got not far to go now. I'm not sure how far. It's a bit blurry, but it's you and this other guy for the win, mate. Great job. Sensational. Here he goes. He's putting it into him now. So we have the live commentary now. I'm not sure if you can hear it, guys, but come on, mate, you're in front. Come on. 15 minutes. 15 meters in between us, sorry.
Pochissime centinaia di metri, anzi ci stiamo perché abbiamo superato ora i 28 chilometri di gara, quindi ultimissimi metri per loro, ci aspettiamo un finale davvero incredibile.
Grazie Veronica, attenzione perché c'è stato un nuovo cambio della guardia con Bortolaso, Pietro Bortolaso, ho visto un calo da parte di
Good job, good job, mate.
E questa dovrebbe essere la volta buona con Henderson che si ricorda.
He's won it, he's won it.
Di nuovo Henderson con una decina di metri di vantaggio.
Good job, mate. I can't hear you.
Oh, man.
You got it.
Oh, I got it. Woo.
You beauty.
Yoo-hoo. Yeah.
Oh, you're a good thing.
I couldn't do it without you, bro. Thank you so much.
Great job, mate. Great job.
Oh.
Awesome.
Woo.
Top shelf, brother. Top shelf. Well done.
Thanks, bro. Awesome.
Good job.
Any of you guys want to go fast? Get on to Allan Davis cycling. This guy is a world-class coach. So thank you, Aldi. That was good practice, mate. We said this course could work for me, and we brought it all together, mate.
Nah, it's good, mate. Very, very good. We had a plan, and you know, when you have a plan and it works, goes to plan. That's a job well done. And I'm just watching now. They have on the live feed. Ballan's come in third, I think, or fourth. Bent.
Yeah, he's third. Yeah, I see that.
But yeah.
Oh, geez, mate. If only I was 25 years younger again, eh?
Sign him up. Sign him up. You'll have to bloody put your resume, mate. Genius. No, it was good, Jay. Very good. I was saying along with as in live coverage, you know, the cadence you're using, very important for saving those stores for you've seen how hard that final is, guys, the last 5 minutes. It's brutal.
Yeah.
And that's where, you know, you need to have that energy saved away in the bank. And Jamie does that perfectly.
I tried to have that dig with with about 1.5 km to go because I was feeling really good.
Yeah.
And then, I saw him come back, so I took a little breather. And then I immediately went again because when the legs are feeling that good and I'm looking at my, my normalized power for the race, I kind of knew I was I knew where I was physiologically. And that's also where, Allan, you've helped me a lot, right? It's just really understanding what's left in the tank. And that helped a lot. Anything I could have done differently, Albie?
No, I think you nailed it, Jay. You nailed it. I mean, once again, the profile, like I said in commentary, man, it suits your characteristics perfectly. You can go. You have an ability to go deep, mate, and then recover on descents, then go deep again, recover, deep again, recover. So any profile that has that to it, you will be suited.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, mate, they're tactical now, so your cadence and going over the top of the climbs, they're all the little things that make it real.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait, Mum's going to get the jersey on. I don't want to scare people with my mesh top. I look like the cycling gimp when I'm wearing this, man. That's what we got to come up with. We've got to come up with some nice cycling gear, like mesh. That's a bit better than the white see-through one. Anyway, there you go. Put that back on. Also, we should say, thanks also to Reynolds Technologies, who provided me this amazing bike. It's a stainless steel 953 Madison Genesis Volati, and honestly, for this kind of racing on these indoor trainers where you're throwing out a huge amount of torque, you're throwing the bike around, the steel is real. So thanks again to Reynolds also for providing this beast. I wouldn't ride anything else. Cool. All right, good, Allan. So thanks again, Coach. Great job.
So thanks for watching, folks. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give us the thumbs up and, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll also find my race and ride data on Strava with all the power numbers for the nerds out there. Please connect with me on Strava. Thanks again to DeeJay100 for putting on this amazing event. Of course, to Pedal Italy for all of their backing behind today's race as well. Please do connect with Pedal Italy. A lot of great rides coming up also on the Endu platform. And of course, thanks to Ruvi for producing this amazing course.